Welcome back to the deep dive. Today we're getting really specific, looking at a single piece of hardware you brought up, the PureLink HOF T2.0 TX.
Right. And our goal here isn't just to read off a spec sheet. We want to understand what a device like this actually solves.
And the problem it solves is a big one. We're talking about getting a perfect 4K signal, not just to the other side of a room, but maybe to the other side of a campus.
Exactly. I mean, when you hear 4K 60, you're immediately fighting against distance. Your standard copper HDMI cable just gives up after, what, 50 feet, if you're lucky.
If you're lucky, yeah. This device, though, it seems to just ignore that limit entirely.
It really does. That's the headline feature, you know? Over single-mode fiber, you're looking at distances up to 1.24 miles.
Oh, wait, 1.24 miles, that's about 2,000 meters.
Mm-hmm. To put that in context, you could have your data center in one building and run a perfect signal to a science lab on the far side of a university campus with no repeaters.
So that completely changes how you'd even plan an installation. But is that fiber infrastructure a lot more difficult to work with than, say, just running a standard CAT cable?
Well, it does require some specialized knowledge, sure. But the benefit, especially at that range, is just huge. Fiber gives you this inherent protection from electromagnetic interference, EMI.
Ah, so you don't have to worry about running it next to power lines or heavy machinery.
Exactly. You get lossless transport. The signal that goes in is the exact signal that comes out, which is absolutely critical.
And I saw something else here that seems pretty important for certain buyers. It's TAA compliant.
Yes. And that's more than just a little checkbox. TAA compliance means it's approved for use in U.S. federal government projects.
So that tells you right away who this is built for. High security, high reliability installations where you just can't have any risk.
Precisely.
Okay, so we solved the distance problem. But a mile-long connection is useless if the image looks terrible at the other end. Let's talk performance.
It needs a huge pipeline for that, and it has it. A full 18 gigabits per second of bandwidth.
And that's what you need for the really high-end stuff, right?
That's what you need for 4K at 60 frames a second with full 4.4.4 color HDR, even Dolby Vision.
Hold on, let's stop on that 4.4.4 chroma part for a second. Why is that specific detail so important? Most streaming stuff is 4.2.0.
Because 4.4.4 means zero color compression. In things like medical imaging or professional video editing, you need to see the exact color data from the source. Any loss is unacceptable.
So no artifacts, no color bleed, just a perfect one-to-one image.
A perfect image. And for the people installing this, it supports HDMI 2.0, but it's also backward compatible with HDCP 2.2 and 1.4.
That's a nice touch.
Yeah.
So you don't have to worry about an older source not working with a brand new display.
It saves a lot of headaches on site. You don't need extra converter boxes. It just works.
And what about the audio? Are we getting the full immersive experience over that same fiber cable?
Oh, absolutely. The audio support is total. You get everything from LPCM 7.1 all the way up to Dolby Atmos and DTS:X.
So we're talking full, uncompressed cinema quality sound.
You are. The fidelity is completely intact.
Okay, this is clearly much more than just a way to send video from point A to point B. It feels like a whole control solution.
That's really the final piece of the puzzle. It carries other signals, too. You have bidirectional IR, so you can extend a simple remote control.
And the more industrial stuff, too.
It has robust RS-232 control. It's running at a pretty high speed, 150-200 BPs, and it's full duplex.
What does full duplex mean in this context for someone who doesn't deal with that every day?
It just means you can send a command to a device and get a response from it at the same exact time. It's real-time, two-way communication.
Right, okay. And I see it also supports a USB keyboard and mouse. So you could use this for a full KVM setup.
Yeah, think about it. You could have your entire server rack in a secure, climate-controlled room and be working from a quiet office a mile away with a perfect 4K monitor and zero lag.
That's pretty wild. And the unit itself is tiny, right?
It's amazing. The whole thing is about 4.5 inches square and weighs just over half a pound, a huge amount of power in a really small box.
So to sum this all up, the HOF T2.0 TX uses fiber to completely shatter the distance limits of copper.
It delivers pristine, color-perfect 4K video, immersive audio, and a whole layer of system control.
All in a tiny TAA-compliant package. It feels like it shifts the whole conversation. You don't have to design your building around your cable limits anymore.
You really don't. You can put your hardware where it makes the most sense logistically, not where the cable dictates.
Which brings us to a final thought for you to consider. If distance is truly no longer a barrier, If you can run a perfect 4K signal with full control for over a mile, how does that fundamentally change where you place the most critical equipment in your next large-scale project?